The Perry Anthony Salon and Spa Network have developed their credibility with a library of publications displayed in consumer, editorial, and trade magazines. Their cutting-edge flair has driven this group to expand their creative abilities beyond the confines of conventionalism. A single image is designed to express an idea and capture its viewers, and reality as we see it becomes reality as we feel it. Photography and print work are a daring and innovative language that commands a response from all. Competition is the development of grace, skill, and the ability to overcome any challenge. This design group boasts national and international recognition. Located on the north side of Route 7 at the Shops at Limestone Hills, it's one of Pike Creek's hidden secrets. A salon and day spa dedicated to provide the ultimate services and atmosphere to suit your every need. Feel free to stop in and browse through our boutique that offers a complete selection of designer jewelry and hair accessories, or explore the vast array of state-of-the-art professional hair care products and styling tools available. Our developed staff of uniquely talented stylists will surely bring you into the new millennium. A thorough consultation will assure you of a satisfying result. We invite you to ask about our extensive services that range from precision haircuts, blow-drying lessons, exclusive color techniques, bridal packages, hydrotherapy treatments, fashion wigs, makeup instructions, nail art, and corporate seminars, to name a few. Your privacy and sensitivity to chemicals are always our concern. We have designated an area exclusively for those services. Our technicians are trained to complete the network of our full-service salon. You will find that their competence is both revealed in their maturity and consciousness of their craft. Our nail care area is just off the main salon and offers a full range of nail services, including nail art, a spa manicure, sculptured nails, silk wraps, pedicures with mini reflexology, foot massage, as well as a spa pedicure that includes a leg and foot mask with a paraffin dip. Allow us the opportunity to help you relax. When you enter the shampoo area, our technicians will prepare you for your services with a thorough shampoo and relaxing massage. Our cosmetic department will custom formulate any color palette. Awarded nationally and internationally for makeup design, it will assure you of exciting results. Ask about our featured makeover, instructions, and other color analysis. We also offer bridal packages for that special day. You can also be assured of our exclusive products designed for a flawless finish. Our day spa encourages a healthy quality of life with nurturing treatments and detoxifying agents to promote and improve your overall wellness. A great escape will leave you lounging in luxury. The men's club features distressing facials, or treat yourself to a new mom's day to celebrate your new life. Customize your own gift packages to remember for always.
Hi, I'm Perry Anthony Scarfo, president of the Perry Anthony Design Group. I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Beauty by Design. On today's program, we're going to be covering 4 different models, and we'll be doing 3 parts to each model as far as the makeover is concerned. The first part will be a color service. Each one of our models will have a complete color change. Now, at times during the program, we'll be reflecting back to the before picture so you can see exactly what we started out with. Then the second part of the makeover will be a style change. Each designer will be cutting the model's hair and changing it again totally. And the third part of our makeover process will bring our makeup artist in, Stephanie Morose, and she'll be finishing the models up with makeup. So to save some time, let's do this. Let's move along to our first stylist, who is Bethany, and our first model, Robin, who are in waiting. And as promised, we're here now with our first model, Robin, and our first stylist today is Bethany. Bethany, I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
What we're going to do at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Bethany. And Bethany, do you want to explain a little bit to our viewing audience what Robin came in with and basically what you're going to be doing with this chemical service as far as her color change from beginning to end, and also obviously where you're at this point?
Yes, thank you, Perry. Robin came in today with a very natural looking hair color and haircut. As a career, she is an interior designer and decorator, so I wanted to go with a more artistic approach to her hair. So what we did already in these foils is a high lift color. We're going to bring her up to a pale blonde. The rest of the color we're going to dye to color a red, and then the back is going to be a dark brown. What I want to do right now is to bring that dark up to the front and tie it all in together. I'm going to put just a few small slices of dark in the top with the blonde.
Very good. So what Bethany's basically explaining here is within these packets, she's going to have bursts of blonde. And between these packets, she's going to go with a darker red. Will it be a medium red, a darker red?
It's going to be a dark auburn color.
Dark auburn, okay. And to tie that in from frontal section to the occipital or the nape section, she'll be using the same dark color in between the blonde sections, as she's demonstrating now, that she'll be using in the back of this particular model. Now, on this particular haircut, which Bethany will explain a little bit later, there is a focal point in the back, and also there'll be some focal points around the face. But what we're going to do at this point, as I said, Bethany demonstrated in between these blonde foils, putting in the dark. So what we're going to do at this point is let Bethany continue to put the medium or dark auburn in between the blonde foils, and then she's going to continue to apply that to the back section here. While she's doing that, we're going to move along to our second model. So stick with us. And now we're here with our second model, Allison, and our second designer on the program today, who is Rebecca. I'd like to welcome Rebecca to the program.
Thank you, Perry.
You're welcome. What I'd like you to do at this point, Rebecca, do you want to explain to our viewing audience, I can see you've already started her color process. Do you want to explain a little bit of what Allison came in with, where you're at this point, and what you'll be doing to complete the color process?
Okay. Well, Allison came in with a pretty nondescript color. She really didn't have a lot of dimension to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a warm gold throughout, warm golden brown through the back, and add some warm golds, blondes to the front. As we go to the top, we're going to get a little lighter with the golden highlights.
Very good. So you're going to be, the highlights will be deeper and darker in the back, but in a blonde range. Right. And then as you work forward, they'll get lighter and lighter?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Do you want to just demonstrate maybe one foil for our viewing audience? The reason I want Rebecca to demonstrate is just so you can see exactly how much she is weaving, how much of Allison's hair she's weaving and placing into each foil. That way it'll give you a little bit of an idea of what we'll have as a finished look. And like Rebecca said, when Allison came in, her hair color, she was kind of in no man's land as far as her hair color went. She had, as you can see, some blonde out here on the ends, but you can see if hair grows a ½ inch a month, this is about a foot of regrowth here. So it's been about 2 years since Allison has had anything done with her color. So that's why Rebecca wanted to really give her something with a little more dimension, but also give her some direction with her hair color, because as I said, Allison really didn't know where she wanted to go with this. And as you can see, she's doing a nice medium weave, and she's placing, again, this will be a medium blonde highlight in the back, and then she will change her formula to get lighter as she works forward to eventually the foils around the face here will be a lighter blonde, completely framing the face. All right, let's do this. Rebecca has quite a bit to do to complete this. As you can see, density-wise, Allison has quite a bit of hair. So what we're going to do while Rebecca's completing this, we're going to move along to our third model. Moving right along now, we're here with our third model, Victoria, and our third designer, Adrian. I'd like to welcome Adrian to the program. Welcome, Adrian.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay, what I'd like to do at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Adrian as I did with our previous two designers. And Adrian, do you want to explain a little bit about where Victoria's at color-wise, what you've done so far, and where you'll be taking her to complete her color process?
Yes. Well, when Victoria first came in, I noticed that she had a lot of faded color. I like the highlights in her hair. I just feel they're a little too blended. So what I'm going to do to correct this is I'm going to still highlight her hair using 2 different blondes, a darker blonde and a lighter blonde. But I'm also going to be putting a dark, like chocolate brown in between everything to break it all up and give her a lot more contrast.
Very good, Adrian. Then why don't we do this as we did with our previous model? Why don't you demonstrate one of the foils that you'll be doing today to complete this head on Victoria, so our viewing audience can see exactly how much you'll be actually placing into each foil. We did that with our previous model, and I think that way it gives our viewing audience a little better idea what to expect as a finished look. As I said with our previous designer, Rebecca, she was doing a medium weave, and as you can see with Adrian here, she's doing probably a medium weave too. I would say a fine to medium, but she'll probably be placing more foils into Victoria, her model, than Rebecca would be on our previous model. And as Adrian said, she will be going back through here and putting a nice medium chocolate brown in between the foils. That way it'll give us a little more contrast. As she said, Victoria came in with some highlights already in her hair, but we felt they were, I should say Adrian felt they were just a little bit too subtle. So by putting the new highlights in and then putting the medium chocolate brown in between, it'll give this just a little bit more punch, and it'll make sure that the blonde foils just are a little more dominant than what the highlights that she came in with. So what we're going to do here is let Adrian complete the color process, and we're going to move along to our fourth and final model. Okay, as promised, we're here with our final model, Tammy, our fourth and final model, and also with our fourth and final designer that'll be sharing the program today with us. I'd like to welcome her as her first time on Beauty by Design. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you, Perry.
Okay, as we did with our previous three models, can you explain to the viewing audience where you're at with Tammy's color at this point, where you'll be going with it to complete it, and then possibly demonstrate a little bit for us?
Sure. Tammy came in and she was a little washed out on her ends. She's kind of a dirty blonde. She's a little ashy on the root. So what I'm doing is I'm creating some blonder pieces. We're going to do a nice shiny golden blonde on top, and I'm creating some nice darker panels that are going to come underneath. They're going to be a little darker than her natural level and a little bit warmer, so it'll all just shine and give it a glossier appearance.
Very good. Why don't you start demonstrating possibly maybe just one foil for our audience so they can see exactly how much hair you're placing into the foils. As you might notice on the program, just about all of our designers today that are putting blonde into the model's hair, they're using a color in between that. The reasoning for that at times is you have to be very careful when putting a blonde in. If that particular blonde doesn't blend with the basic tonal values of her natural colors, to make sure we're working within the same color palette, we will sometimes put a color in between, even if it's very close to her natural color, so that it works with the color palette, or I should say, it works with the blonde foils they're putting in, so it's all within the same color palette. That is one of the reasons that we do the color in between. Now sometimes we'll do the color in between and it'll be a little more dominant, sometimes it'll be a little more subtle. Again, it depends on the client, depends on the client's lifestyle, depends on what her objectives are, so on and so forth. So what I'd like to do at this point, we're going to let Michelle complete Tammy's color process, her chemical service, and we're going to go back to our first stylist, which was Bethany. And we're going to see where Bethany's at right now. She should be complete with her color service, and if that is the case, we're going to move along and talk to Bethany a little bit about what she'll be doing style-wise as far as the cut goes. So stick with us for a second. We're going to move along to our first model. And now we're back to the top with our first model, Robin, and our first stylist, Bethany. And as you can see, Bethany has completed her color chemical service. And what we're going to do at this point, Bethany, I'd like you to explain the finished color, and then why don't we talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing from a cutting standpoint, what type of design line you're going to be putting in here with Robin, and why don't you explain it actually from beginning to finish, and then maybe you can demonstrate a little bit. Let's explain the color first, though.
Okay. Robin feels most comfortable as a redhead, so I use that as the base or foundation and built upon that. Colored everything on the top red. I wanted to put dark in the back to really make the red pop, and then just to accent the haircut, I threw in some chunks of blonde and dark.
Very good. You can see, if I turn Robin towards the camera here, you can see how we have the bursts of blonde in here. And then as Bethany had pointed out in the very beginning of the program, she was going to go the deep red auburn. And then obviously get darker all the way back to the nape section here. Now, cut-wise, design line, what are we going to be doing with Robin today?
I'm going to be doing a graduated bob. Again, I'm going to make it severe, really shorten the back and down longer around her face in the front. It's a real classic cut, but I'm going to put a twist on it just to make it a little bit more artistic and fun.
Very good. So the shortest part of this haircut will be in this nape section back here, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, why don't you do that? Maybe demonstrate a little bit back there what you're going to be doing. And as Bethany's demonstrating that, again, she said this will be shorter in the back, and then I think it's gradually going to get longer towards the face. What we'd like to do, though, and as you can see, she's pulling everything into the center here and removing the hair. So what will happen as a finished result, this will be shorter in the center here, and then gradually it'll emanate from there and get longer and fuller towards the left side and the right side of our model's nape section here. And then again, she'll pick that line up and angle it, as far as I know, longer towards the face. So we're going to let Bethany continue here with this design line, and we're going to go to our second model and see if her color service is complete at this point, and we'll talk about her design line also. And now we're here with our second stylist, Rebecca, and our second model, Allison. And as you can see, Rebecca has completed her color service, her chemical service, and she's getting ready to start her design line. So what I'd like to do, Rebecca, do you want to explain to our viewing audience what you have now is a finished chemical service, and then after that, can you explain a little bit what you're going to do haircut-wise?
Okay, what we've done is put in her warm brown, then we added her warm blondes towards the back. As we got to the front, we went a little lighter with her blondes.
Very good. You can see this color, as it dries, you'll be able to get a better idea how Rebecca went in the back sections and did the medium gold blonde tones, and then as we work forward, as we explained earlier in the program, the tones get lighter and lighter towards the face. So what are we going to do design line-wise now as far as her style goes?
Well, she's going to take off quite a bit of length. She's going to be right here above her collarbone.
Right.
We're going to add layers to jazz up her cut, little flirty layers and a side bang so that it'll bring out her eyes more.
Okay, very good. Why don't you do this thing? So you're going to bring her up to shoulder length?
Right.
Approximately, right above the collarbone? All right, you can go ahead and start your design line there. And while Rebecca starts her haircut, keep in mind, after each design line is complete, we will send the girls to our makeup department. Stephanie will complete the makeup and complete the look, and then we'll bring them back for one final look. So while Rebecca's cutting Allison, let's do this. Let's move along to our third model. And as you can see, we're here now with our third stylist, Adrian, and our third model, Victoria. Adrian also has finished her color process. What I want you to do, Adrian, at this point is explain to our viewing audience what we completed here, color-wise, and then what you're going to be doing on Victoria as far as your design line goes.
Okay, well earlier I put two different color blondes in her hair, one light blonde and one darker blonde, and we put a deep brown in between everything.
Now the brown in between, we did that just to kind of freshen her color up, correct?
Yeah.
What was in between the blondes? Very good. Now what are you going to be doing in Victoria as far as her design line goes?
Well, Victoria wants to keep most of her length. I just think I'm going to put a lot of layers in here, texturize it, take a lot of weight out of the bang, so I'm going to give her a swooping bang because she has a really pretty face and I want to frame it more.
Very good. Why don't you do this then, since you said you're going to do a swooping bang? Are you going to be razoring this bang?
Yes.
Well, why don't you do this? I'm going to let you begin that so our viewing audience can see. You can see Adrian's going to go in with a razor to do this swooping bang, and what that'll do, it'll give her a variety of lengths on the very ends of the bang. That way it'll give her a very, very soft framing effect around the face. While Adrian's finishing this, we're going to go to our fourth and final model, who is in waiting, and our fourth and final stylist, Michelle. And now we're here with Michelle and Tammy, our fourth and final stylist and model. And as you can see, Tammy's color process is complete. Michelle completed that earlier, and it's kind of an advantage for us because her color's starting to dry, so you can actually almost start to see what the finished product's going to be. But what I'd like you to do, Michelle, is just give a quick overview again of what we did color-wise on Tammy, and then let's talk a little bit about what you're going to do with her design line as far as her cut is concerned.
Okay, with her color, I finished off by creating the darker pieces that are going to come in the back and sort of create shadows to emphasize the soft golden tones that I put on the top, and then the lighter pieces of blonde that I accentuated with.
Very good. Now, did you do two different color blondes in here, or is it one pretty consistent color blonde?
It's one consistent color with just a few variation of golden pieces.
Very good. And design line, what are you going to be doing with her cut?
With her cut, we're going to be cutting a little bit of length off. We're still going to keep it nice and long, but we are going to cut some of the length. We're going to also raise up the layers quite a bit in the back and give her lots of volume, lots of texture, lots of movement. And then in the front, we're going to do a nice soft fringe area to soften the face and to kind of
to soften the entire look up?
Yes.
Okay, Michelle, why don't you do this then? If you're going to soften her up around the perimeter around the face, why don't you begin to do that? And what we're going to do at this point, all 4 models are going to go to our makeup department, and Stephanie's going to complete their makeup and tie the makeup in with the color palette that each stylist chose as far as the chemical service on each model. And keep in mind, when we go to the top, to our first model, we're going to be reflecting back to each model's before picture so you can see exactly how that particular model came into the salon, and that way we can compare it to what our finished look is. So let's do this. Let's go to our first model who is complete at this point, and let's see what we have. As promised, we're here now with our first model, Robin, and our first designer, Bethany, and we have our completed look. Let's do this. Let's reflect back to our before picture. And what I'd like to do at this point is just turn it over to Bethany. She's going to explain what she did on Robin just to finish her up. And then she's going to turn it over to Stephanie, our makeup artist. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And Stephanie's going to talk a little bit how she completed the look. Bethany.
Thank you, Perry. What I did was I just finished the haircut, blew it dry, texturized the top, and I just took some pieces here and there, especially where I used the accent pieces, the blonde, cut them a little bit shorter around so they would give a lot of dimension to the haircut.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Stephanie, do you want to talk a little bit how you completed Robin's look with her makeup?
Yes. What I did with Robin today is I used a lot of mahogany and brown tones on her eyes. It really complements the red and the different color tones, the highlights in her hair. I used a cake eyeliner, really opened up her eyes, and we just finished off with a bronzer just to keep her overall like tan glow that she has.
Very good. I want to thank both you girls, and Robin, I want to thank you also. Let's move along now to our second designer, Rebecca, and her finished model. And now we're here with Allison and Rebecca, our second finished model and our second stylist on the program today. And what I'd like to do, I'm going to turn it over to Rebecca before we let Stephanie talk about the makeup. And Rebecca, you want to talk a little bit how you finished Allison up today?
Okay. Well, what we did, we put her layers in. So what we did when we blow dried, we used the round brush because she's got a lot of natural curl in her hair, and we round brushed it up to flip up and gave her some sassy little fringes on the side with soft bang.
Very good. And Stephanie, do you want to talk? You know what, Steph, before you go on talking about our makeup, let us, hopefully you can see our before picture at this time. If not, let's bring our before picture up. And Steph, do you want to talk a little bit now how you completed the look with her makeup?
Yes. What I did with her today, I complimented her fun, young style. Rebecca had just given her with purple glitter shadow, purple eyeliner, and just finished her cheeks and lips off with like bright pink to compliment her.
Very good. I want to thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Stephanie. And our third model is also complete, so we're going to go grab her and bring her up and let you take a look. And now we're here with our third model, Victoria, and our third stylist, Adrian. What I'd like to do is reflect first back to our before picture of Victoria. And Adrian, you want to talk a little bit, before we turn it over to Stephanie, you want to talk a little bit how you finished off Victoria's haircut as far as blowing it dry and styling it.
Well, first I just blew it dry using a round brush, and then I took some pomade and gave it a little bit more texture by piecing it out a little bit more.
Very good.
Some hairspray.
Okay, Stephanie, you want to talk a little bit? I'm going to turn Victoria all the way to the back so you can see, as Adrian is saying, she used some pomade just to separate the hair and create more texture in it. It looks great. And you can see how she talked earlier, how she was going to do her highlights a little bit heavier towards the face. And you can see how everything kind of emanates from the back section here towards the face. And the highlights are a little bit brighter there. Just somewhat of an explosion almost of highlights right here towards her eyes. And Stephanie, do you want to talk a little bit how you tied this all together?
Yeah, what I did with Victoria's eyes was I used blue shimmer shadow and eyeliner to complement her top. And then I just finished off with some white glitter powder to really open up and highlight her eyes on the brow bone, and did a real shimmery light lip shade.
Very good. I want to thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Stephanie. And we're going to move along to our fourth and final model and the closing. So just stick with us. We'll be right with you. And we're here now with Tammy, our fourth and final makeover model, and Michelle. I want to thank both of you now, before I forget, for being on the program today. But let us do this. Let's reflect back to the before picture, and then I'm going to turn it over to Michelle before we go to Stephanie. And Michelle, do you want to talk a little bit how you finished Tammy's style off here?
Sure. I just concentrated in the root area using a round brush to create lots of volume, and I just let the ends kind of flip and do its own thing and create lots of body down in the end and kind of shatter out.
And you can see the hair color, how it plays into the hair design itself. Michelle had talked earlier how she's going to do the shadowing back here and the highlights up top. And I think did you work 2 different blondes on her?
I did.
Yes, 2 different blondes. And Stephanie, do you want to talk a little bit how we tied this entire look up with her makeup?
Yes, what I did with her makeup today was I used coral and brown tones on her eyes, even for her blush and her lips. And I used a liquid liner to bring her eyes out, and we used a skincare makeup foundation that really gives her a glow, has moisturizer in it so it doesn't dry the skin out, and just pulled it all together.
Very good. Again, I want to thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Stephanie. And more than anything, we'd like to thank all of you for sharing the last 28 to 30 minutes with us. And we'll see you next time on Beauty by Design.
Services and atmosphere to suit your every need. Feel free to stop in and browse through our boutique that offers a complete selection of designer jewelry and hair accessories, or explore the vast array of state-of-the-art professional hair care products and styling tools available. Our developed staff of uniquely talented stylists will surely bring you into the new millennium. A thorough consultation will assure you of a satisfying result. We invite you to ask about our extensive services that range from precision haircuts, blow-drying lessons, exclusive color techniques, bridal packages, hydrotherapy treatments, fashion wigs, makeup instructions, nail art, and corporate seminars, to name a few. Your privacy and sensitivity to chemicals are always our concern. We have designated an area exclusively for those services. Our technicians are trained to complete the network of our full-service salon. You will find that their competence is both revealed in their maturity and consciousness of their craft. Our nail care area is just off the main salon and offers a full range of nail services, including nail art, a spa manicure, sculptured nails, silk wraps, pedicures with mini reflexology, foot massage, as well as a spa pedicure that includes a leg and foot mask with a paraffin dip. Allow us the opportunity to help you relax. When you enter the shampoo area, our technicians will prepare you for your services with a thorough shampoo and relaxing massage. Our cosmetic department will custom formulate any color palette. Awarded nationally and internationally for makeup design, it will assure you of exciting results. Ask about our featured makeover, instructions, and other color analysis. We also offer bridal packages for that special day. You can also be assured of our exclusive products designed for a flawless finish. Our day spa encourages a healthy quality of life with nurturing treatments and detoxifying agents to promote and improve your overall wellness. A great escape will leave you lounging in luxury. The Men's Club features distressing facials, or treat yourself to a new mom's day to celebrate your new life. Customize your own gift packages to remember for always.